Hello, welcome back, RJB here, and I return with hopefully, another great set between Hamburgersasu and JH, who have a very long-standing, long-time rivalry that's been going on for years now. These two players play against each other almost more often than they do play against anyone else. Maybe JH against Libagu is more common, maybe JH against Ameba is more common, or Hamburgersasu against either of the two before mentioned names. The bottom line is, these two players have pretty much seen anything there is to see. Everything there is to see about the other player in their playstyles, they've probably seen it before. There isn't much left either player can do to surprise or catch the other player off guard. They know exactly what the other player is going to do. So all that leaves these two players with is basically just playing standard. Playing standard. Focusing on mechanics, fundamentals, and precise and crisp execution of their game plan. There isn't really much room for anything else. Now JH is on the name NA exclamation mark Gosu. Not sure if it stands for North America Gosu or whatever it stands for, I don't know. I'm not really sure what the thought process behind his naming is, but he starts off with triple barracks here. And Hamburgersasu here on the top starts off with 2 gateways, pile in the choke, and then of course the Nexus. This is the go-to build order if you are a middle spawn Protoss. Foreigners really like to go for mid-builds, but Koreans are really strong against mid-build Protoss. So Koreans don't really ever go for the mid-build Protoss. Sometimes they do, but most of the time that I see it, it doesn't really succeed. So they go for this build order. Now the reasoning for the 2 gateways before the Nexus is because if they are on a middle spawn, there is less distance to travel for an 8 barracks opening Terran to attack that choke, because they get a Marine out pretty early. And the Marines are scouting, and if they are right next to the Terran, and your cannons in the front are warping in, but you have no units to defend them, then there's a high chance they are gonna go down and fall. Now with the 2 gateways, before the Nexus, and before the Force, before the choke, this scenario can occur, where the Protoss has Zealots out on the map that keep the Terran inside their base, protect their choke, protect their base, and prevent any damage from being taken. Although now JH here is getting a little bit greedy, moving out there. He's not seeing the Zealots, he doesn't see the Zealots. The Zealots are going to get in behind on the Marines. As more Zealots are spawning from Hamburgersasu, the Marines now noticing the Zealots there in the middle, he tries to hunt them down. Back at home, he went for an academy and a command center. Only one command center, not going for a double command center add-on. Instead of, yeah, most of the time players go for 2 extra command centers, he goes for a single one. Yeah, he's just dancing back and forth, making sure those Zealots can't really go out to attack or harm him. Pulls them back to his choke, of course, to prevent them from getting surrounded by Zealots. Because even though the amount of Marines is pretty high, if Zealots get a surround on the Marines and the Marines have nowhere left to micro to, they will take heavy losses. A lot of them will go down. Now, Hamburgersasu is preparing himself for what looks like the standard build order. Well, actually, it looks like he's going for Dark Templars, because I see 2 Robos, but I don't see a support bay yet. And the Templars Archive is coming in before the support bay, which usually means or implies Dark Templars. Now he's dancing back and forth, gathering some information, looking if there's a choke up in the front. Because if there's a choke up in the front, for example, if there's a choke and there's a turret in the front, it's going to make Dark Templar build a lot harder to pull off. Still no support bay there for Hamburgersasu. Templar's Archive is finishing up, means Dark Temples are now on the way. This is actually one of those slightly tricky build orders where he does try to fool or catch JH off guard. But I don't think it's going to work against JH, although he doesn't have an engineering bay yet. The timing on his engineering bay is rather late. The Dark Templars might arrive before there's any detection out there up in the front. He might get a scan soon though. Usually you get him out at about 5:30 into the game, but the Dark Templars are spawning at 5:25, I think. 525 it is. And they're moving out. Got a lot of Zealots in the front as well, but he doesn't have Zealot speed. Support bay has finished, so Double Reaver now also on the way. Temple's entering the middle. There's no scan yet. He's getting scan add-on though. Temple's gonna chase down the Marines. He notices there's Dark Templars out on the map because he sees the distortion. Let me see. He sees the distortion here, so he knows Dark Templars are out. So he pulls back to his choke, waiting and buying time for his scan comsat add-on to finish. Putting his Marines into position for a surround on the Dark Templar, so it is nowhere to go, and he scans and takes it down. But there's a second Dark Templar, but that one gets taken down as well. A little bit too early with entering the choke point there with that second Dark Templar. Second scanner also on the way. We have Stim, ranges on the way. 2 factories as well, no starport. Sometimes JH goes for a very fast starport to go for either raids to defend himself with against shuttles, or he goes for a dropship. He is the master of the tank drop and killing probes. Now, he would have had a pretty good chance here hitting some probes if he went for a tank drop, because there's no protection there in the back from Hamburgersasu whatsoever. Or Dark Templars trying to get in, Zealots are there as well, and the Reaver with the double Reaver with the shuttle there also arriving on the scene, but there's a wall of depots, but he hits the tank there in the back really easily, scares the Marines away. Gonna take down this choke now as the Marines and the tanks have been pushed back or killed. Takes down the Dark Templar. The Dark Templars are, oh, this is a really good push. The Dark Templars are really helping out. The Reavers are there in the back, protected very well. Marines can't really get too close, because if the Marines go close, they get obliterated by everything you can see here. Now, one Dark Templar walks into detection range, goes down. I'm trying to take down these 2 depots there in the front. JH won't get supply block because he's got enough supply space. We see 4 barracks there in the back for JH, still no starport, turrets coming up on the sides. And Hamburgersasu starts to notice that he can't really push in much deeper. He can't really go in much further. Now drop there on the top side with a single Reaver. This shuttle is looking to micro on the side to land outside of the tank range and kill some Marines there on the sides. Gonna load there on the top side. There's 2 Reavers there on the bottom side. Reaver number 3 there also arriving on the scene. Units coming in from the front. Kills everything there on the left side. The front door also getting attacked. Tank's getting taken down, but he doesn't have enough units to take everything down there in the front, so he pulls them to the top corner there. Where he now has a pretty strong amount of units. Zoning Marines away, zoning tanks away, and killing turrets and whatever he can. So he opened up a front opening and a side opening. Really, really beautifully executed there by Hamburgersasu, but he has to be fast with his follow-up attack. Got 2 shuttles finished, he's got Reavers and shuttles on the way, and it's about 10 gateways as well, producing units. He's got Storm, Speed, he's got level 1 attack, getting Dragoon range as well. Setting out that second drop attack, well, a third drop attack, technically. It's going in for the bottom side, while the top side is being protected. Although JH, of course, knows that the bottom side is, of course, the next option. Starts alone, gonna try to storm those Marines. Misses the storm. Alright, he hits the second storm. Doesn't kill too many, but he does get about 6 or 7 Marine kills there with the double storm. Zealot's also doing slight amounts of work, but he doesn't really kill the turrets. The turret's gonna go down there, though, to no, it gets repaired just in time. JH is on point. Alright, so now switching over to the front door. As units have been pulled to the sides, because a lot of units have died, JH has to split up his units and pull them to the sides. Although he's going for the top side once again. He's landing next to the Marines. Marines getting taken down by the Scarabs. Zealots are taking down the turrets. Which means he's now going to load up a drop back at home as well and send it in over the top side where he has a foothold. He's got a small little foothold here on the top side, and he's going to send units in over the top side. And he's killing a lot of Marines there. He's crawling into tank range though, but yes, he kills another bunch of Marines. Now JH though is pretty rich. His supply hasn't grown much because he keeps losing Marines and tanks on the sides and the front time and time again. And before these turrets here on the top side finish, Hamburgersasu is going to try to fly in with this small group of shuttles. Comes in till one turret finishes just in time. Marines are there, shuttles are there. Going to be forced to unload everything he can because Marines are trying to intercept and kill. But he lands the Storm. The Storm doesn't really get too many SCVs there though. Got about 2 SCVs in total, but at least he got into all the way in to the backside there to at least get a storm off on those SCVs, to at least put some pressure on, to at least make JH pull those SCVs off the minerals. But there's a tank drop coming in there from a Hamburgersasu, and there's no protection at all, except these two cannons that are too far away. Starts to load the tanks. Hamburgersasu is not focused on his pros back at home, and he takes down everything. Well, about 27. He can't hit those two there on the other side. Unsieges one of them. Going to qualify a little bit closer. He's attacking down the front door at the same time as well. Breaking through the front door, but he's also losing his probes back at home. He's not paying attention at all. Loses every single probe he's got. He's got no money. That's 39, 32. So many dead probes. Over 71 dead probes. Over 72. Basically, he has nothing left. He's got no probes left at all, no money left at all, and we kind of already know that this game is going to be a JH win. Hamburgersasu focused so hard on attacking that he completely forgot his defenses. Usually he doesn't really forget his defenses like this, but only 2 cannons? Hamburgersasu, do you know who your opponent is? Do you know who your opponent is? Your opponent is the very best tank dropper and the most persistent tank dropper in Starcraft history. No one else tries to tank drop as often and as frequent and as stubbornly as JH does. So one last final attack there, going to try to break through the front door. A lot of units there from the gateways crawling through. Templars are storming there on the Marines in the backside, storming on the tanks as well and on the raids. But JH here is on the wall. He's going to defend this one very easily. A nice buffer zone of bunkers there in the front. Tanks are shooting from far away on the Dragoons, but Dragoons are killing some stuff, but he's gonna lose his gateway army very quickly, very soon. Crawling forward slowly, but yes, only a couple Dragoons left. Storming on the tanks, storming on the Marines, but there's simply too many tanks there remaining in the back, and raids as well there to finish off those gateway units. And Hamburgersasu calls GG. JH is the winner in game number 1. I honestly didn't expect the tank drop to kill that many. I really didn't expect him to lose all of his probes. He really wasn't paying attention to the map that well. He was so focused on producing and attacking at the same time that things just weren't really working out that well back at home. And JH has a very, I don't want to call it an easy win. He had to fight for those first 10 minutes. But after that tank drop, after he survived without taking any damage at all, except losing some Marines and tanks and some turrets and depots and bunkers, he really easily won that game with a simple tank drop. Sometimes just a simple tank drop is all you gotta do to win a game. Now, Hamburgersasu there starts off with a mid-gate, one thing that I said we don't see too often in the previous match, but he believes in it. He wants to do it. He wants to get an easy, quick comeback win. After the way he lost in the last game, he has to make up for it. He has to make up for that kind of dumb loss. In my honest opinion, when you get tank dropped at 11 minutes in and you've got 2 cannons, you're kind of asking to lose as a Protoss. You really gotta protect those probes. That is rule number 1, specifically at this level of play. Everything else Hamburgersasu did was great though. But he really feels this game that he has to show off. He has to get an easy and a quick win to restore and regain his honor against JH. JH on the Terran again, Hamburger on the Protoss, as evidently we've already seen. Now JH here doing a 8 racks build order, of course, gives him a pretty good shot at defending against the mid-gate from Hamburgersasu, but Hamburgersasu has a pretty strong mid-gate build order. He's pretty strong at it because he's got a great multitasking, great control, but he has that weird sense a lot of players don't have, that he knows exactly where to go and how to attack. A certain kind of instinct that he has. So 3 Zealots on the way. He hasn't found his opponent yet, but I think he's going to find him soon because he saw that SCV. So the probe is going to go to either the 6 o'clock spawn location, which he already scouted, or he's going to go to the 5 o'clock spawn location. And then, of course, he knows where his opponent is. Oh no, he's going the wrong way. Oh no. Oh no. It looks like he doesn't know. Oh, this is a disaster. This is a disaster. So I think he finds... Oh no, he's still going for the top corner. Oh no, Hamburgersasu. So instead of regaining his honor, he's going to be even more disgraced. He thinks he's on the 11 o'clock spawn location, but he's on the 5 o'clock spawn location on the other side of the map. Great probe micro there, though. Great probe control. Kills the Marine. JH pulls back into his base. Hamburgersasu is still scouting the map, going to the wrong location once again. Now he assumes he's on the 1 o'clock spawn location. Not sure why he thinks that JH is not on the bottom side, even though we saw SCVs coming from the bottom side, and we saw Marines coming from the bottom side. Oh no, it's just getting worse and worse. It's just getting worse and worse. JH has a bunker, he's got a lot of Marines, he's got an academy on the way. This game is just going... Oh no. He's confirming, but there's nothing there. And he's like, where the fuck are you? Sorry for my language, but where the hell are you? JH, where are you? Why can't I find you? What do I do? Where do I go? Why is everything going wrong? He finds him, eventually, on the 5 o'clock spawn location. Zealots are in a pretty good number, but I do think JH should have this somewhat easily if he micros himself well enough. Comes in. There's a bunker there. Bunkers are very bad news for Zealots. Goes in. Oh yeah, this is a disaster. You can just see it, the sheer numbers of Marines. Medics there as well. Stim is also almost finishing up. And yet this is so easily defended. This is just the worst case scenario. Hamburgersasu just got sloppy with his scouting and then assumed JH to be on the wrong side of the map. And this is just one of those freak scenarios where everything goes wrong. It isn't necessarily the order. This is just everything goes wrong for Hamburgersasu, and JH just defends himself really easily. He's actually already on the attack, and Hamburgersasu knows the game is over because he just lost his entire Zealot mass to those Stim Marines with medics. That's game number 2. So even at this level, freak accidents do happen. So that's 2 wins for JH. 2 wins that looked really easy, and Hamburgersasu didn't look bad at all. Everything just went wrong in both games. Everything just went terribly wrong in both games. Now we're going for game number 3. Game number 3. Can Hamburgersasu redeem himself this time around, or is it going to be another slow disaster, or like last game, immediate, instant disaster? What is it gonna be? JH, we're again on the Terran, on the bottom middle of the map, and Hamburgersasu on the 7 o'clock spawn location, the bottom left. What's gonna happen? I mean, it probably can't go as wrong as it did last game. So it looks like they're looking on doing another best of 3. So that means that JH just won a best of 3, and now JH is asking for, should we do another best of 3? It looks like Hamburgersasu is agreeing to it. So they're playing sets of best of 3. The first one... JH, with the 8 barracks build order, right next to Hamburgersasu, is going to try to get a bunker up there in the front. It's a worker against worker fight. He's going to have to try to kill those Marines as fast as he can, because if those Marines get into the bunkers, it's bad news. It's bad news, but the cannon's finished just in time. He's going to get on top of the cannon, try to kill the cannon. He's killing the pro... Okay, it looks like the cannon is going to stay alive. And the cannon near the bottom side is also going to stay alive. And this is actually very bad for JH. While he did manage to force Hamburgersasu to take some of his workers off of his minerals, I think JH lost more than Hamburgersasu here. Hamburgersasu lost 2 cannons and 3 probes, whereas JH lost 6 SCVs, a bunker, and a couple Marines. He has a couple Marines in the front. He's trying to prevent a cannon from being built here. Because if the Marines are right there, a cannon being built right here is going to get taken down. So he builds it right there. Now if the Marine tries to crawl up forward and attack the cannon, this cannon protects it. Also, he's got a Zealot and a Probe on the bottom side to prevent these Marines from walking in here. And JH notices all this and walks away. A little bit further away, more into the middle. Gonna keep a couple of units there in the front. So yeah, this game I'm not sure how it's gonna go. Because both players lost a lot of economy. They lost a lot of investment into that early fight breaking out there. But I honestly feel that Hamburgersasu is a little bit in the lead there. He's got 7 more probes because he had the +1 nexus there in the back. And he also lost less workers in that confrontation there in the front. Now more Zealots are pushing back against those Marines, but more Marines are there on the middle. And they're going to push back those Zealots unless Hamburgersasu feels like he has to scout the map, which he hasn't done yet. But it's safe to assume that JH is right next to him. So instead, you're sending the Zealot to the other side of the map, where those Marines are forced to chase that Zealot down. They can choose to ignore it, or they can choose to chase it down. And he's gonna mostly ignore it, use the least amount of Marines he can to kill that Zealot. Zealot stays alive, miraculously. Barely. So Hamburgersasu is gonna play it safe. He is going to play it safe. He doesn't exactly know how far behind JH is. JH has more supply, but he's got less economy. He's got Stim upgrade on the way. He's on 3 barracks still. Command Center number 1 is being added on only now. A little bit late. Usually it's about 4 minutes in, or even 3:40, that we see that second command center coming in. Basically, the exact moment that the Terran scouts or Protoss choke, they start their second and third command center. But JH got slowed down so much that it's all being delayed. We're gonna try a cheeky fire bat rush though on the probes, but I don't see that succeeding because there's a cannon there. Although the cannon is pretty far away from actually protecting the probes, there's a pretty good chance that JH can walk in from the bottom side all the way around and get onto those probes. Now, it looks like Hamburgersasu is going for Dark Templars again, because he feels that JH is perhaps a little bit further behind than he thought he'd be. Because there's currently no pressure at all. Shuttle there on the way, support bay also on the way now, only a single robo, so probably not going to be seeing a double Reaver shuttle micro that is so famous among the Koreans. Starts adding on more pylons, adding on another cannon as well, but the fire bat's already on the way. He can see it though. He can see it. Firebat runs out of the barracks. Probes are gonna... He's gonna try to block it. Is he gonna... Okay, he blocks it. And this is the side he doesn't really care about. It's only 3 or 7 probes there. He's gonna... He tried to stim into the front door while the Firebat was distracting in the back. The Firebat and the barracks demand some... Oh no. Oh no! Hamburgersasu thought he was safe, but he wasn't, and again, everything goes... Maybe Hamburgersasu is playing a little bit too careless after all. Another Firebat comes in, probes are running away this time around though. Gets a shot off, but the probes are actually on pretty high HP, so they weren't going to die anyway. Now Dark Templars are here back at home, inside of GH space, and they're killing everything. Scan comes out, Dark Templars not running away though, they're going to try to kill as many Marines as they can. The scan duration ends, and 2 Dark Templars are still on the loose. Worst case scenario for JH here, all the advantage he just gained in Hamburgersasu's base by killing those probes, he's losing a lot of things here back at home. Dark Templar number 4 also goes down, couldn't run away in time, but now you've got more Dark Templars arriving on the scene, but there's turrets being finished up, although he's going to try to kill every single Marine before the turrets finish. He's going to try to kill the tank as well. So Hamburgersasu is on the comeback. There's no scare. Oh, the turret goes down just in time. Going to try to end this turret on the bottom side as well. Going to attack SCVs, going to attack tanks. He's attacking everything he can. 4 Dark Templars on the loose, kills the turret just in time. Scan duration, it's gonna take a while before he's got another scan. He's losing a lot of SCVs there. This is... Oh, the Reaver Shuttle Micro, supported by Dark Templars, zoning away those Marines. This is a very Hamburgersasu-esque strategy. This is basically the... I haven't seen anyone else but Hamburgersasu do this exact strategy, where he flies in reverse. Usually he micros them as well, but this time around he's just crawling them around. Because there were too many turrets hanging above. Oh, so many SCVs are going down. He's got 10 kills, 8 kills, 12 SCVs are remaining. So what looked to be like a very good opening for JH is now turning into a very, very bad mid-game for JH, where he's now 12 probes, 12 SCVs against 42 probes. Hamburgersasu has clawed himself back into the game after losing 29 probes to the Firebat attack. Goes in to kill the front. He's got a lot of Dark Temples there in the house. Gonna try to take down those turrets, but there's Marines in the bunker, so he pulls those Dark Temples away. He's gonna try to break through the front door, but there's a wall in the front. Now he's attacking everything that he can. Left, right, front side, back side, everything is getting attacked. Now goes into the front door once again as the Zealots are there joining the fray as well. Getting atop the bunker, getting atop the depots. He lost the scan to the Dark Templars just earlier. Hamburgersasu just keeps making Dark Templars. He's got a drop there with one Reaver coming in from the bottom side. Gonna try to hit those SCVs. He flies from the bottom side while he's distracting with the Dark Templars. The front door has been taken down. The shuttle comes in from the bottom side. Reaver's gonna allow. Reaver's gonna not get taken down instantly. Shoots on the SCVs but hits the wrong side. Is he gonna get the other side? No, the other side is protected, but there's only 10 SCVs left for JH. He is getting picked apart, torn to shreds. Every single part of his base is getting attacked. There's only a very small little... I can fit his base into one small little screen. This is all that's remaining for JH. Hamburgersasu is in the best spot imaginable. He's got 5 times more probes than JH has STDs. He's adding onto his base. He's comfortable. He knows he's going to win this one. All he has to do is keep up the pressure, and JH will succumb to it. He's preparing a pretty significantly strong attack. He's got 2 Reavers on the way, some Dragoons, some Zealots as well. Probably going for a mixed gateway / shuttle attack. And put an end to this game. That is his plan. Reavers have finished, Temples getting loaded up. Gonna put more Templars into the shuttle, Zealots there as well. Moving out Dragoons and Zealots. Dragoons and Zealots have level 1 attack on the way. Dragoon range and speed, of course, both have finished, as we can see. JH tries to build a new wall in the front. It gets taken down before he can use it. Shuttles are getting split up, one to the side, one to the other side. Dark Templar attacks on that side. Mass gateway attack here on the top side. The Reavers in the mix as well. The Marines and tanks are pretty strong there, but use the High Templar. High Templar storms on the SV, storms on the Marines. The Marine SVs are running away to safety, but they miraculously it doesn't lose too many of them. We've got an Archon there on the way in the bottom side. There is only a single Marine to kill it. Now there's tanks rolling in as well, but it looks like JH knows it's over. He's got 3 tanks and 3 Marines and a bunker with 2 Marines, and that's about it. He has pretty much nothing at all, and we have another mass Zealot attack already finished and moving out of base. Hamburgersasu makes a very strong comeback in game number 3 in the second set. The score is now 2-1, which JH has 1 set win, and Hamburgersasu on his way to a second set win. Let's see what's going to happen in game number 4. It's going to be the last game I'm going to do today. Game number 4. Let's see what's going to happen. Is JH going to now lose again, or is Hamburgersasu going to take home the win in this 4th game? We got a little bit of a race switcheroo going on. We've got JH on the Protoss, Red Protoss on the top side, and Hamburgersasu on the Blue Terran on the bottom side. Hamburgersasu's Terran is a treat to behold. I mean, pretty much all of his races are a treat to behold. But his Terran specifically, I like it the most. Very explosive. Looks like JH is going for, mid-base as well. Proxy mid-gate. He's going to try to give Hamburgersasu a piece of his own cake. He's going to return the favor, and he's going to show Hamburgersasu that, you know what, Hamburgersasu? This is how you do a mid-gate. Because as we still have fresh in our memories, Hamburgersasu pretty much failed the hardest you can possibly imagine. Now, it was a little bit unfortunate that he couldn't find where JH was located. He was running around the map, going to the wrong bases. Not once, not twice, but like 5 times in a row. Which gave JH a lot of time to build up and defend. But I think that JH here, as the Protoss, is gonna find Hamburgersasu pretty quick. He's on a 6 o'clock spawn location, he's scouting the 3 o'clock spawn location, he might scout the bottom base here as well. He's only scouting the choke points though. He's not really going too far into the bases themselves, and that, I feel, that is, or tends to be, a recipe for disaster. He's just assuming that this is enough. SCV enters the middle, sees the gateways, maybe JH saw the SCV as well. Hamburgersasu is going to prepare himself for the defense. Zealots are on the way. We don't see a bunker from Hamburgersasu yet. He's going to build a bunker in the front, actually. So where JH built a bunker at his barracks, Hamburgersasu builds in the front. He's got another SCV there as well. He's going to try to keep JH out of his base. So JH has more success with his scouting. He finds Hamburgersasu pretty early on. Hamburgersasu on the chase, going to try to kill that probe, but there's a zealot there coming in as well, so he has to turn around towards his bunker. Now JH doesn't have enough units yet to simply walk in. And Hamburgersasu is already building a nice wall. It's going to be very difficult for JH to walk in there. He might build another bunker there in the front. To zone the pylon and the cannons away. Bunker number 2. They're in the front. Marines walking forward. Marines are still in the back bunker as well. Looks like this is not going to be very successful for JH here. Hamburgersasu is just dealing with this very, very well. Oh, great micro there on the Marines. Great micro on the Zealots as well. Takes down the SCV, but there's already another SCV on the bunker building it. Marine, oh, Hamburgersasu is handling this like an absolute master. Who would have thought that JH's mid build was this easy to defend? This looks really easy to defend. So yeah, the Zealots are, he's just losing so many Zealots. He's losing so many Zealots. And Hamburgersasu has defended it within 3 minutes and 30 seconds. More Zealots are on the way there though from the mid base. He's trying to buy time for the cannon, but he's forced to cancel it. Hamburgersasu has succeeded. And now JH has to catch up. JH has invested a lot of money in this, but it didn't work out. Whereas Hamburgersasu already has an academy on the way. And he's pushing out with his Marines. No medics, no stim, no range. Just Marines pushing back against the proxy mid base. A little Zealots are on the middle though. The amount of Zealots keeps growing. There's a cannon there as well. And Hamburgersasu doesn't know where JH is located. He doesn't know. He might try to build something cheekier on the side with this probe. He's gonna build a pylon there. He might try to sneak in some Dark Templars from the side. Marine walks around the middle, gonna find that choke point there. He finds some cannons and a pylon there in the front. There's 2 cannons, 1 pylon. He's gonna walk in all the way into the back side there. Marines touching and feeling, looking for a way to attack. Marine there in the back, gets some scouting done. Still not great there here on the academy, almost finished. Medics are also on the way. Medics are also on the way. So yeah, 2 robos are on the side. So not gonna be Dark Templars. He's proxying his robo. He's gonna try to proxy the Reaver robo, keep it outside of Hamburgersasu's vision, then try to surprise him with an attack coming in from the right that he isn't prepared for because he's not scouting it. This Marine is getting a lot of information, but it's not getting all the information he needs. He wants to know what is happening. And he doesn't see the double robo, and as long as he doesn't see the double robo, he's not gonna prepare himself against anything robotics can produce. Shuttles and Reavers. But he's ready now. He's ready to go and kill the structures here on the middle. The cannon, the pylons, the cells, he's planning on killing all of it. Or is he going to walk around it? I think we've got about 2 groups of bio, maybe 3 groups of bio here on the middle. Goes in for the cannon there, kills it very easily and effortlessly. Gateways on the middle are going to go down. Another big chunk of money invested by JH. Gonna fall here. He's building a gateway there in the front to keep Marines away from the cannons in the back. Another cannon being added on as well. We've got a support bay finished up there. Shuttle along the way. Double Reaver hasn't been queued up yet. He doesn't have enough gas for it. JH currently has no gateways at all. No gateways at all. Gonna first kill the gateway there before attacking onto the cannons. He's on triple barracks still. 1 commander added on and 1 more being added on. Range is also on the way, getting a factory finally. A little bit late, but he's finally getting his factory. Just do keep in mind he lost some of his SCV. Oh no! Zealous there from JH getting pulled into the Marines. Marines now going for the attack. He's going to try to take down those cannons, but Zealots are tanking for the cannons. Zealots are going down. Marines now breaking through. The 3 cannons still aligned there in the back. Going to take down those cannons with the stim and the fire bats there supporting, tanking the cannon shots. Medic's running out of energy just a little bit too late, but now he's going to go in for the backside there. There's only 1 cannon there in the back, so he's adding on more cannons. He's trying to block with the probes there. He's getting on top of the cannon. Cannon's going to take it down. The probes are fighting back. Going to take down those probes really quickly, but there's so many Marines are killing the probes. This is the worst case scenario for JH. He's getting obliterated, and yeah, he calls GG 6 minutes and 55 seconds in. And that means we have a 2nd win for Hamburgersasu, who manages to redeem himself after those first 2 matches. Which ends the score at 2-2. Both players have a best of 3 win. 1 for Hamburgersasu, 1 for JH. Both players had really strong performances. I hope you enjoyed this set, well, these 2 sets, and I hope you come back for another set whenever I decide to upload one. Thanks for watching. Fun games. Both players evenly matched in my opinion. And that was me, RGB for RJB TV. Have a good day.